Hello students, this is Harshit Gupta. Come back to explain the remaining part of structure of atom. Today, actually, I have discussed in the last video electromagnetic wave theory. Therefore, today I will continue with the limitations of electromagnetic wave theory. So, what are the limitations of electromagnetic wave theory? Actually, electromagnetic wave theory was successful in explaining properties of light such as interference, diffraction, etc. But it could not explain the following. The phenomenon of blackbody radiation means electromagnetic wave theory does not explain the phenomenon of blackbody radiation. What is a blackbody? I will discuss it in this video. Second thing, the photoelectric effect. Electromagnetic wave theory does not explain photoelectric effect. Also, the variation of heat capacity of solid as a function of temperature and the line spectra of atom with reference to hydrogen. So these phenomena was not explained by electromagnetic theory. Therefore, we will discuss about these phenomena also. The first one is black body radiation. So firstly, we will discuss the black body. What is black body? How can you define black body? An object that absorbs all radiation falling on it, as well as it can emit all kind of radiations, then such type of body is called a black body. Means an object that absorbs all radiation falling on it at all wavelengths is called a black body. Radiations I have discussed in the last video, types of radiations also: gamma rays, cosmic rays, X-rays, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, microwaves, radio waves. So a black body absorbs all kind of radiations, as well as it can emit also all kind of radiations. When a black body is at a uniform temperature, means is at a constant temperature, its emission has a characteristic frequency distribution that depends on the temperature. Means the emission of radiation depends on the temperature. Its emission is called black body radiation. Means the radiation that a black body emits is called black body radiation, which depends upon the temperature. At uniform temperature, a black body emits a characteristic frequency which depends on the temperature. At a given temperature, intensity of radiation emitted increases with decrease of wavelength. Means if wavelength decreases, then the intensity of radiation increases, or if wavelength increases, then intensity will decrease. So at a given temperature, intensity of radiation emitted increase with decrease of wavelength, reaches a maximum value at a given wavelength, and then starts decreasing further with the decrease of wavelength as shown in the figure. So firstly the intensity of radiation increases as you can see in this graph. Firstly, the intensity increases and then decreases continuously. You can also check this diagram for black body radiation. The intensity, the intensity depends upon the temperature. If the body is coldest, then the intensity will be minimum, and the body is hottest, is the temperature is greater, then intensity is maximum. And at a certain point it will become maximum, then after that it will decreases continuously with the wavelength. So it is called black body radiation. Generally, you have to know about the black body only. What is black body? Black body is a body that can emit and absorb all kind of radiation at all wavelengths. Got it? Next point, Planck's quantum theory. So Planck's quantum theory, what is Planck's quantum theory? To explain the phenomenon of black body radiations, to explain the phenomenon of black body radiation and photoelectric effect. What is photoelectric effect? I will explain it in this video also. Max Planck in 1900 put forward a theory known as Planck's quantum theory. This theory was further explained by Einstein in 1905. The main points of this theory was as follow. What are the main points of this theory? The radiant energy emitted or absorbed in the form of small pockets of energy, means the radiant energy, that energy which is radiated from any body, is emitted or absorbed in the form of small packets of energy, and each packet of energy is called quantum. So each packet of energy is called quantum. The energy of each quantum is directly proportional to the frequency of radiation. Each radiation has certain wavelength and certain frequency. Then the energy of each quantum is directly proportional to the frequency of radiation. That is, E is directly proportional to nu. Nu is the frequency of wavelength. E is directly proportional to nu. When we remove the proportionality sign, then a constant will come H, where H is the proportionality constant, which is known as Planck's constant, and its value will equal to 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule into second. So remain this value, remember this value for the numericals also. So this formula is known as Planck's formula. Now, what is photoelectric effect? What is photoelectric effect? Hertz in 1887 discovered that when a beam of light of certain frequency strikes on the surface of some metal, listen carefully. Hertz in 1887 discovered that when a beam of light of certain frequency strikes the surface of some metal, then electrons are emitting from the surface of metal. Electrons are emitting from the surface of metal. From the surface of metal. This phenomenon of ejection of electrons from the metal surface is called photoelectric effect. So simply we can say that the ejection of electron from the metal surface by using the radiation of certain frequency is called photoelectric effect. You can see this phenomenon by this diagram also. Here we have a metal surface. When the light of certain frequency are fallen on the surface of metal, then some electrons are emitting from the metal surface. And to record the movement of electron, here a detector is placed. Detector, when electrons are strikes with the detector, then a electric current will flow. Then a electric current will flow, which can be recorded by this ammeter. So this effect is called photoelectric effect. Now the observation of photoelectric effect, what were the observation of photoelectric effect? Only photons of light of certain minimum frequency called threshold frequency can cause the photoelectric effect. Means all kind of energy can all kind of radiation cannot emit the electron, cannot eject the electron from the metal surface. So they require a minimum energy for the ejection. So only photons of light of certain minimum frequency called threshold frequency can cause photoelectric effect. Means only those photons can eject the electrons from the metal surface which have minimum threshold frequency. ठीक है, the value of threshold frequency is different for different metals. It will depend upon the metal. Next point, the kinetic energy of the electrons which are emitted is directly proportional to the frequency of the strikes photon and quite independent of their intensity. Third point, the number of electrons that are ejected per second from the metal surface depends upon the intensity of the strike photons and radiation and not upon their frequency. Means the number of electron depends upon the intensity of photons or radiation. It does not depends upon the frequency. Explanation. Next point is explanation of photoelectric effect. What are the conclusion of photoelectric effect? Einstein in 1905 was able to give an explanation of the different points of the photoelectric effect using Planck's quantum theory as under. You can see, if we have a metal surface, I will discuss this diagram after you explaining some points also. So if we have a metal surface, if photons of certain frequency are strike with the metal surface which have energy E is equals to h nu. You know that the energy of photons is equals to E is equals to h nu. And when these radiations are strike with the metal surface, then some electrons are ejected with the kinetic energy half mv square, and the remaining light will reflected with the energy E is equals to h nu naught. H nu naught is known as the threshold energy, where nu naught is known as the threshold frequency. So this energy is the minimum energy that required to eject the electron. So after this energy, the electron can move from the metal surface. तो इसमें से इतनी एनर्जी जो है वो तो यहाँ पर रुक जाएगी, उसके बाद ही तो इलेक्ट्रॉन इजेक्ट होंगे, तो उसके बाद जो इजेक्ट होंगे वो एनर्जी ये है। तो आप जानते हो टोटल energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. We give total energy h nu is equals to this energy is utilized in the h nu naught and in the kinetic energy of electron, means half mv square. So simply we can say that h nu is equals to h nu naught plus half mv square. इस बात को आप याद रखना, मैं आगे डिस्कस करूंगा. There are some points. Photoelectrons are ejected only when the incident light certain minimum frequency, which is known as threshold frequency, as I have discussed. If frequency of incident light is nu, is more than the threshold frequency, then the excess of energy is known as h nu minus h nu naught is the imparted to the electron as kinetic energy. Means if we give the total energy h nu, to the metal surface, and the energy which is minimum required for the ejection of electron is h nu naught, then the kinetic energy give to electron will be equal to h nu naught, h nu minus h nu naught. As you know that the total energy is equals to h nu naught plus half mv square. Then you can take this on the left side. then you will get half mb square is equals to h nu minus h nu naught. So the kinetic energy will be equal to h nu minus h nu naught. Got it? The kinetic energy of ejected electrons will be equal to the energy of emitted electrons. Then 1 upon 2 mb square is equals to h nu minus h nu naught, where you can write, it can also be write like this: h nu is equals to h nu naught plus half mb square. This formula will use for the numericals also. So we will discuss some numericals on this formula also after completion of this chapter. Next point, on increasing the intensity of light, more electrons are ejected, but the energies of electrons are not altered. Means, as the number of electrons ejected from the metal surface depends upon the intensity of the incident radiation, then we can say that if the intensity of incident light or radiation increases, then more number of electrons are ejected from the metal surface, but the energy of the electrons are not altered. Now, what is the dual behavior of electromagnetic radiation? Actually, we will also discuss here dual character of electrons also. But what is the dual behavior of electromagnetic radiation? From the study of behavior of light, scientists come to know conclusion that light and other electromagnetic radiation have dual nature. These are wave nature as well as particle nature. Means all the electromagnetic radiations have dual nature, means wave nature as well as particle nature. So electromagnetic radiation shows wave nature as well as particle nature. Whenever radiation interacts with matter, it displays particle-like properties in contrast to the wave-like properties which it exhibits when it propagates. So some microscopic particles like electron also exhibit this wave particle duality. So electrons also show dual nature. Electron also behave like a particle as well as a wave. So I will discuss the dual nature of electron in the next video, from which we can derive the de Broglie equation. Actually, de Broglie equation depends upon the dual nature of electron. So I will discuss it later in the next video. So the next point is spectrum. What are spectrum? When a ray of white light is passed through a prism, the wave of shorter wavelength bends more than the one of the larger wavelength. Since ordinary white light consists of waves with all the wavelengths in the visible range, array of white light is spread out into a series of color bands called spectrum. Means when a white light is passed through a prism, then it is spread out in a series of color bands. As you know that when a white light is passed through a prism, then it is spread out in the color bands. These color bands is called spectrum. तो स्पेक्ट्रम मैंने पहले भी डिस्कस किया है. द अरेंजमेंट ऑफ कलर बैंड्स इन द इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ wavelength is called spectrum. The light of red colored, which has longest wavelength, is deviated the least, while violet light, which has shortest wavelength, is deviated the most. So deviation of color depends upon the wavelength. If wavelength is greater, then deviation will be minimum. And if wavelength is shorter, then deviation is maximum. Now, some types of spectrum, like continuous spectrum. What is continuous spectrum? When a ray of white light is analyzed by passing through a prism, it is observed that it splits up into seven different white bands of color from violet to red, which you know that from Bibgyor. From Bibgyor. Bibgyor is stand for violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So, all of you know that about the Bibgyor. Violet to red like rainbow. These colors are so continuous that each of them merge into the next. Hence, the spectrum is called continuous spectrum. Means the spectrum in which one color is merged with the next color. Then such type of spectrum are called continuous spectrum. Next is emission spectrum. What is emission spectrum? Emission spectrum is noticed when the radiation emitted from a source are passed through a prism. Means when the emission when the emission radiation are passed through a prism, then the obtained spectra is called emission spectra and received on the photographic plate. These spectra are received on the photographic plate. Radiations can be emitted in a number of ways, such as from sun glowing electric bulb, from sun or glowing electric bulb by passing electric discharge through a gas at low pressure and by heating a substance to high temperature. So from these ways you can emit the radiation, and these radiation can pass through a prism to get the emission spectra, because these are the emitted radiation from the source. Next, line spectra. What is line spectra? When various of some when vapors of some volatile substances are allowed to fall on the flame of Bunsen burner, then analyzed with the help of a spectroscope. Spectroscope is a instrument that can analyze the spectra. So we will discuss the spectroscopy also. What is spectroscopy? Types of spectroscopy. So we will discuss it later. So spectroscope is an instrument which can analyze the spectra of radiation. So Bunsen burner. So when vapors of some volatile substances are allowed to fall on the flame of Bunsen burner and then analyzed with the help of a spectroscope, then some specific colored lines appear on the photographic plate, which are different for different substances. For example, sodium or its salts emit yellow light, while potassium or its salt give violet light. So these type of different color are called line spectra, because one element in its salt shows one color. So this is called line spectra. Next, absorption spectra. Absorption spectra, when white light is passed through the vapors of a substance and transmitted light is then allowed to strike a prism. Then dark lines appear in the otherwise continuous spectrum. Means besides the continuous spectrum, some dark lines are also appear. The dark line indicate the radiation corresponding to them were absorbed by the substance from the wavelength. This spectrum is called absorption spectrum, because these spectrums are obtained by the absorption of radiation. That is why these are called absorption spectrum. Dark line appear exactly at the same position where the lines in the emission spectra appear. So these were the types of spectrum. Now I will discuss the line spectrum of hydrogen. This is the last topic for this video, but it is very huge topic also, line spectrum of hydrogen. when electric discharge is passed through the hydrogen gas enclosed in a discharge tube under low pressure, and the emitted light is analyzed by a spectroscope. The spectrum consists of a large number of lines which are grouped into different series. These series are called hydrogen line spectrum series. I will explain these series also. The complete spectrum is called, yeah, is known as hydrogen spectrum. The complete spectrum is known as hydrogen spectrum. So I would like to explain it again. When electric discharge is passed through the hydrogen gas, means you have to take hydrogen gas in a discharge tube, and when an electric discharge is passed through the hydrogen gas, this tube consists hydrogen gas inside, and when the electric discharge under the tube at low pressure and emitted light is when sorry when electric discharge is carried in this tube at low pressure, then the emitted light is analyzed by the spectroscope. The emitted light contains some spectrum. The spectrum, obtained spectrum, consists of a large number of lines which are grouped into different series. So there are some energy levels for which different lines are obtained, and when the spectral lines are grouped in the different series, then the complete spectrum is called hydrogen spectrum. On the basis of experimental observation, Johannes Rydberg noted that all series of lines in the hydrogen spectrum could be described by the following expression. Rydberg give an expression to explain all the lines of spectrum for hydrogen, which are explained by nu bar is equals to 109677, where this value is known as Rydberg constant, into 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square, where n1 and n2 are the different energy levels. Actually, in an atom, you know that there is nucleus and there are some energy levels in which electrons are present. If an electron come from higher energy level to lower energy level, then it will emit some energy. So these are the emission of these spectrums which are obtained from the emission of this energy are called emission spectra. So hydrogen spectrums are emission spectrum, hydrogen line spectrum are emission spectrum. So these spectrum can be obtained by transfer of an electron from higher energy level to lower energy level. So where if you will use this expression, then n1 is equals to 1 2 3 like this, and n2 always be greater than from n1, yani n1 always lesser than n2, means if the value of n1 is 1, then the value of n2 is more than 1. You can put n1 plus 1, n1 plus 2, n1 plus 3, n1 plus 4, n1 plus 5. So you can put any value for obtain the spectrum. The value of 109677 centimeter inverse is called Rydberg constant for hydrogen, as I told you. So when you will place the value of when you will place the different value of n, then the series of spectral lines are obtained, different series of spectral lines are obtained, which are known as Lyman, Balmer, Paschen, Brackett and Pfund series. These series are known as Lyman series, Balmer, Paschen, Brackett, Pfund. So I will discuss these series in the increasing order of energies also, with the help of energy diagram. So I want to discuss here only the region of these lines. Lyman series are obtained in the ultraviolet region, while Balmer series are obtained in the visible region. and remaining Paschen bracket and Font series are obtained in the infrared region. So these are the reasons in which these spectral lines are obtained. Rydberg in 1890 and has given a simple theoretical equation for the calculation of wavelength and wave number spectral lines of the spectral lines in different series of hydrogen spectrum. The equation is known as Rydberg's formula or Rydberg's equation. What is the equation? The equation is 1 upon lambda, which is also known as threshold frequency, means mu bar, which is also known as uh, wave number actually, which is also known as wave number. Sorry, not threshold frequency, which is known as wave number. So wave number is explained by nu bar. Nu bar is equals to RH. RH is the Rydberg constant, which has value 109,677 centimeter inverse for hydrogen atom. So 1 upon lambda, which is equal to nu bar, wave number, and wave number equal to Rydberg constant into 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. This is the Rydberg's formula or Rydberg's equation. This relation is valid only for hydrogen atom. For other species, you can use this formula where Z is the atomic number of the species. Suppose that if we have hydrogen like atom, helium plus or Li plus 2, so these atoms can also show the spectral line, but the atomic number of these species are different from hydrogen. That is why you have to place Z square, where Z is the atomic number of the species. So RH, you know that RH is the Rydberg's constant for hydrogen atom, and its value, and N1, N2 is always greater than N1. So you can, when place the values of N1 and N2, then you will get a different spectral line for the different energies, which are known as Lyman, Balmer, Paschen bracket and Font series. So these series can be easily obtained when an electron comes in one first energy level from any higher energy level from n is equals to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up to infinity. So an atom can have infinite number of energy level, So when an electron come from come in first energy level from any higher energy level, like from n is equals to 2, from 3, from 4, from 5, from 6. तो जब भी first energy level में आएगा, then such type of spectral line obtained from this spectrum are called Lyman series. When an electron come in second energy level from any higher energy level, then the obtained spectral lines are called Balmer series. Similarly, when electron come in third energy level from any higher energy level, then the series is called Paschen series, which is further known as Ritz-Paschen series. Similarly, when an electron come in fourth energy level from higher energy level, then it is called bracket series. And when an electron come in fifth energy level from any higher energy level, then it is called Font series. So remain this thing in your mind. Electron always come from higher to lower energy level, due to which it will emit some energy, and these are the emission spectral line. These are not absorption spectral lines. So hydrogen spectral lines are always emission spectral line. तो इस बात को आपको याद रखना है, ठीक है? तो from this series we can say that for any particular series the value of n1 is constant while that n2 changes. As you can see, the value of n1 for Lyman series is fixed, n1 is equals to 1, and n2 can change. N2 can N2 maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to infinity. Then the obtained spectral line is called Lyman series. For Balmer series, N1 is equals to always 2, while N2 will be 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly, if partial series is here, then N1, the value of N1 is fixed, which is 3, and N2 may be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to infinity. For bracket, N1 will be 4 and N2 will be 5, 6, 7, 8. And for full series, N1 is 5 while N2 is 6, 7, 8, 9 up to infinity. So remain these values, fixed values in your mind, because in some numericals only the series name was given. The value of N1 was not given. So the value of N1 will not given. So you have to place the value of N1 from the from here. You have to learn the N1 value for each series. So thus by substituting the value of N1 and N2, actually here the N1 and N2 is there, N and N लिखा रह गया यहाँ पर N1 and N2 होगा. तो by substituting the values of N1 and N2 in the above equation, wavelengths and wave number of different spectral lines can be calculated. When n is equals to the expression called Balmer formula, which can be shown as follow. The Balmer formula can be shown as follow. When the value of n1 is 2, then this formula is called formal formula. ठीक है, तो ऐसे ही अगर हम n की वैल्यू 1 रखेंगे तो ये लाइमन फार्मूला बन जाएगा, n की वैल्यू 3 रखेंगे n1 की तो ये पास्चन फार्मूला बन जाएगा. तो आज के लिए बस इतना ही. थैंक यू. आगे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में मैं बोहर्स एटॉमिक मॉडल, क्वांटम नंबर्स और बहुत सारी चीज़ें डिस्कस करूंगा. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो.